Is there life outside focal dystonia for sufferers? Andy Berryman again.
I made a conscious decision that I wanted to do lots of different things. I didn't want to do one thing. And so what I find now with if I spent all my time devoted to sorting out focal dystonia, I don't think I'd ever play again. I don't think I'd ever want to play again. And I think I'd become so confused I'd never be able to play again. So part of what I do is lots of other things. So I now conduct a brass band, and the brass band that I've become attached to. We've got all sorts of different projects that we've already done, and projects we've got lined up for the future. We're going to America in a couple of weeks, in middle of November. We've gone up in the points table, so we're looking forward to a very exciting year this year. And we've got an association with Michael Nyman. He's become our honorary president. I'm into motorbikes. I do mainly on-roading. We go out to play and zoom around the countryside, avoiding police and other motorists. And we do a little bit of off-roading as well. And also, for the last about 4 or 5 years, I've been surfing. A little bit of mountain biking, a bit of arranging. I'm building a website at the moment, so I'm keeping myself active, doing all sorts of different things. And I think that whole thing, I think, helps with the dystonia thing. Because, again, going back, I think if you generated all your thoughts and energies into one specific thing, this is certainly what I found with my playing, much to my detriment, is that at some point you're going to wear it out. So do lots of things. As many things as you can find to do, get on with it, do it. If you've ever fancied doing whatever it is, go and have a look at it, go and investigate it. It's quite interesting to see how all these things develop and how they all pan out and how they all work, and learning to live with it and finding different ways to deal with it. And if as a result of it, it means that I can help other people not finding themselves in that position, or helping other people that are already in that position, then I think that's a good thing.
So what can you do to change those time-honoured practice techniques? Chris Holding, Principal Trombone, Opera North.
I do think that one needs to take great care of the embouchure, make sure that the breathing and breath support does exactly that, supports the embouchure, and that practicing is done very, very sensibly. I think it's too easy to assume that you can just go on repeating something, even if it's perhaps very taxing ad infinitum. I think it's very important that you organise your practice and that you take heed of any bodily messages that you might get that you could be doing damage. So I'm certainly very keen to make my students aware of the fact that it is a physical pastime and an athletic one, and you must be aware of the possibility of strain or injury in the same way as an athlete would, so that the training is very much practical with the instrument and mental. There's so much you can do preparing a piece sat at a table, perhaps rehearsing the tongue, perhaps rehearsing the right hand on the trombone by miming, because most of it is a coordination thing. Getting the tongue and the thumb, as I call it, which guides the slide, together is a big part of playing the trombone. It doesn't always need to be on your face.
Let's leave the last word to Dennis Wick.
Do you think this is something that will be fixable at some point?
I don't know. I think it unlikely, and nobody's going to resort to brain surgery to do it. At least I don't think so. What Jan Kagaritz has done is to work with people who are only mildly affected, and has affected real cures, because it was caught very, very early on.
So this is if you suspect this is coming, it's a catch it early and don't
catch it early
just
and
try blowing through
practice.
It. Right.
Because if something goes wrong, and this happened to me all the time as a professional player, it feels a bit stiff one day and you can't do slurs properly, so what do? You go and do a half an hour's warm-ups to get yourself back in shape again.
Yeah.
It's natural.
Yep. Yeah, when we can't play, we assume we're not practicing enough,
yeah,
and
exactly.
do some more.
Exactly. Fortunately, thank God it never happened to me, but this is how people, and the saying, if you're in a hole...
Stop digging.
Exactly.